Soldiers of Shoot.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is Hollywood Edwards for Soldiers of Shoot, brothers and sisters. How we all doing? We're talking Raw, and we are talking Hollywood's highlights. Not very many, but let's do it. This show, I gotta say, there were a couple positives. And that sounds sarcastic, but I'm being serious for once. Okay, here we go. Show opened up. I'm not going through the whole show. I'm not doing the segment by segment gimmick. These are Hollywood's highlights. Okay? So the show opened up. Triple H is in the ring. I don't know why, but I guess he had to be, because this segment wouldn't have survived without him. Thank God for Triple H. And then Seth came out. And this is their booking, I guess, now, because they just did this last week with Becky. And then 6 guys proceed to enter the ring and say why they deserve a shot. And then we make matches. Hold up, players. Hold up, players. Let's make these into matches. And then we'll see who the number one contender is. Now, here's the positive, though. At least they didn't have matches. Well, many matches that had no meaning. So right here in one angle, they got you 2 matches and then a championship match in this little mini tournament, if you will. You got 3 matches that had meaning. So that's a positive for once. But anyway, AJ beats Joe and Ray. Corbin beats Drew and The Miz. We got AJ Corbin later for the championship, number one contender championship, contendership to fight Seth. Sami Zayn promo. Banging on the fans. Don't know where they're going with this. I'm assuming that some good guy is going to come out eventually and go, hold up, player. I'm for the fans and the fans love me. So now if you got a problem with the fans, you got a problem with me. So then Sami will then have a wrestling match with said person, but I don't know who that's going to be. So anyway, I just wanted to say really quickly, Sami Zayn is crushing it on the mic. No scripting here, guys. No scripting here, gals. This was good. Again, he's on a roll with the promos. Looks completely comfortable in that ring. I just want to see him, go toe-to-toe with somebody on the mic that's an actual wrestler. Not an arena full of fans. So there, that's that. Another positive. The Viking Raiders. What? The Viking Raiders. What? Hollywood, you suck at doing podcasts. You suck at doing YouTube channels. You're not even saying the right name. They're called The Viking Experience. No, they're not. They changed the name. The Viking Raiders. Want to hear something funny? Let me tell y'all something funny. They changed the name again, right? So apparently, news is breaking that the WWE Fan Council that was just sent out tonight, for those that don't know, the WWE Fan Council, it's like a focus group that you can join, and WWE will send you like a list of questions. Like, I was on it a couple years ago. I just sent in to see what they were talking about on the council, the questions, because it's pretty funny. But, they'll say, did you enjoy Extreme Rules? Why? Why? And why? How did we do with this? How did we do with that? How were the storylines during the main show? How was the main event? All that kind of stuff. Apparently, on this week's Fan Council, the Viking Warriors were listed. I don't know. Maybe we're in for another name change. We'll see. But we know for sure that these guys, whether they're an experience, whether they are Raiders, or whether they are Warriors, or will be Warriors, we know that they are Vikings. They were on the show. And they were beating their chests and screaming and growling like monsters should in the middle of the ring, and there was no pop. So there's that. Then we were gifted with the just great treat of Becky Lynch versus Alicia Fox. It wasn't a botch fest at all. It wasn't a botch fest. It wasn't a shitty match. I did not get the impression watching this match that neither of these two women belonged on TV. I didn't get that impression at all. I didn't get the impression that I was watching two trainees in the middle of Pennsylvania in some gymnasium somewhere. I didn't get that impression at all. Moving on. Another positive. But could it be a negative? Robert. Glorious Robert Roode. He shaved the beard. He's down to a mustache. Everyone is saying Joey Ryan. I was reminded of Silas Young because that is an impressive mustache. Robert Roode is a real man. The last of the real men. Ooh, do I hear a feud? Probably not. And of course, the obvious, Rick Rude. Ravishing Rick Rude. Here's the problem. It is so damn similar to Rick Rude, I'm worried about it. Ravishing Rick Rude. Glorious Robert Roode. Their last names are spelled differently, but they're said the exact same way. No getting around it. Here's the problem. Ravishing Rick Rude had storylines to dig his teeth into, right? I every time I think of Rick Rude, I always harken back to The Warrior and his wife on Rick Rude's tights. When Rick Rude was being that ravishing every woman wants me guy, he could play that up. I'm sorry, it wasn't the Warrior's wife. It was Cheryl Roberts. It was Jake Roberts' wife. He came out and had the trunks. Cheryl Roberts was on the ass of the trunks. There you go. I said the wrong guy. That's stuff that they used to do, and they had storylines for a guy like Ravishing Rick to sink his teeth into. My problem and my worry with Glorious Robert Roode is there's no difference in the character because there is no character. Yes, he has a gimmick. What's the gimmick? The word glorious and the robe. Okay? So if you wear a robe, we know you're egotistical. Okay? But how far can Robert Roode take this? Why is he egotistical? Why does he think he's the best? I don't know. So we as fans have a choice to make here. We can accept that as lazy, or we can wait and want something and want a character, and we can react to it when we don't get it. And that's exactly what this guy's going to do. Because I guarantee you, he's not going to be a porn star like Val Venus. He's not going to be the rich party boy like Ric Flair. He's just gonna be what he is already without a beard. And what he is already is a guy named Bobby Roode, and he wears a robe, and he has the nickname Glorious, and we don't know why. More of that. So everybody that's marking out for the mustache gimmick, everybody that's marking out for that, you're going to be bored of it in 2 weeks because the character isn't going to go anywhere because there is no character. There, I said my piece on Robert Roode. Firefly Funhouse. Short answer. Hollywood Edwards loves this. That's me. I love this. I'm going to do a separate video on the reasons why I love this. And if you hate it, I just want to leave it at this. If you hate it, give it time to play out. It was the first time we saw it, and I know you're probably looking at it and thinking, oh my God, what the F is this? They just destroyed Bray Wyatt. This is bad. This is real bad. It can't get worse than this. Give it time to play out. I'm going to do a whole separate video on that, but the short answer is I love it. Your main event, AJ Styles defeats Baron Corbin. AJ versus Seth. Now, Raw had some positives, had some negatives, but I will say, for the most part, at least they had points with the matches. We got a good promo from Zayn. We got the Robert Roode thing that piqued our curiosities as to where they're going with him, and we got something called the Firefly Funhouse. So, you know, we do complain. We do complain a lot about the WWE. And what are our complaints all the time? They don't think outside the box ever. It's just stupid, basic wrestling crap. And they can't even do that right. Well, they thought outside the box with the Firefly Funhouse. They gave us a character, hopefully, with Robert Roode. Hopefully. Refer back to what I just said. What's in his future, though. we got a shoot style promo from Sami Zayn. We always complain about that, the scripting. He obviously was not scripted. And three of the matches actually meant something tonight. And we always complain that they book people for no reason, just to have a match and to fill time. So at least the WWE did some things right. But alas, there's a problem. What, Hollywood? What's the problem? I'll tell you what the problem is. 2.3 million viewers tuned in on USA Network Monday night. That's a problem. But yeah, but the NBA. Yeah, but the NBA. Yeah, but Game of Thrones is pulling in 20 million on a pay service. Don't give me no NBA. This is a problem. It's not summer yet. 2.3 million? 2.3 million! This is Raw. Is it panic time yet? What the hell did Fox do when they dropped $1 billion in Vince's lap? Oh my God. SmackDown's going to get canceled a month in after the move. Oh boy. But that's Raw. That's Raw. That's our WWE. So there you go. That's the big Raw review. And stay tuned to the channel because there will be a SmackDown review. There's a lot of things coming up this weekend. So keep it locked. If you're just tuning in now for the first time to the Soldiers of Shoot and you're hearing Hollywood Edwards for the first time, go on and hit the subscribe button. Because there's more, and I mean more, coming. But until then, Soldiers of Shoot, Hollywood Edwards, Hollywood's highlights, Raw, in the books. Bye.
Soldiers.